The problem with making predictions is that when you get them wrong, you can look a bit foolish. And that's where I am today, because on the back of a record final quarter for us last year and a record January, where we saw some remarkable hiring activity in the world of digital procurement and supply chain, the last 6 weeks or so the market flatten off again, showing a lot of the traits we saw for large quarters of last year. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you what we're actually seeing at the moment, some of why I think that's happening, and then not to be put off by the failure of that last particular prediction. I'm going to give you some thoughts on what I think we'll see for the next few months of this year running up to the summer. So where I'll be right now, if you look at what's caused really vibrant market conditions in the past in digital procurement and supply chain, it's often been the growth of the really big names, the big players who've been very hungry for new talent, and they've created additional headcount. And the reality is that's not there right now. Cooper is still going through some changes. Jagger have just changed owners. The vibes coming out of SAP, ISBN, Ariba, Fieldglass, etc. are very positive, very bullish about their position in the market after a very strong year last year, but it's not necessarily manifesting itself in lots of extra hiring. And it's a similar story at iValue, where I believe also had a strong year last year, but are not necessarily bringing loads of extra people. So we're not seeing that growth from the big players. And then in the best of breed market, it's a very patchy sort of situation. You've got companies that solve specific problems that are doing well, acquiring new customers and feeling quite confident about their future, but not say bringing loads of extra funding or bringing loads of extra headcount. Then there's others that are quite frankly fighting for their very existence. So really patchy situation. So what that means for us is that we're reasonably busy. We've got a decent amount of work on, but a lot of organisations are moving at quite a slow pace, showing a lot of caution in their hiring behaviour. The phrase we hear a lot is slow rolling, and companies are using lots of additional layers of interviews or just taking a long time in between interviews to sort of hedge their bets as to when they actually push the button and make some hires. So that's what we're seeing at the moment. Frustrating situation for the many, many great people I know who are looking to move jobs at the moment, particularly in leadership roles, and that's a frustration for them, but we are where we are. So what's causing it? Well, I've touched on funding, I've touched on a lack of additional headcount in the big players. The other big thing is that procurement's eyes are elsewhere, of course. Tariffs, talk of a potential recession in the States, all the different sort of variables that are creating uncertainty in the global economy. That is causing people to pause and really address how they move forward. And it's very, very difficult, of course, to plan for growth when you're facing those sorts of uncertain headwinds in all sorts of different ways. And that's a key factor in the situation. I think the other one is AI is really sort of creating a lot of talk in the market, but is it really being adopted at any great pace yet? Some organisations that have not got capability in those areas may feel threatened by new solutions coming through. So again, that creates a bit more uncertainty and some challenges for certain organisations. So a lot of factors in the equation there. What do I think will happen for the next few months? I think the market will be spiky. I think there will be activity, there will be hiring, there will be roles recruited for in some of these organisations that have got a good wind in the sails in terms of growth, but it will be cautious. It will be done at no great pace, and companies will be very, very selective about who they bring in. So I think we're in for more of what we saw in the middle of last year, and until we get a bit more certainty and better economic conditions, I think that's going to continue for a while. So there we go. If this has impacted you in terms of your thoughts about hiring or your own career, then of course we'd love to hear from you. You can get me at andrew@everydaily.com. Of course, you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can follow us on YouTube for more insights from the market, which I'll be sharing over the course of the next few weeks. Thank you.